But after a great deal of heartache, I will be advocating vote leave because I want a better deal for the people of this country, to save them money and to take back control. Take back control of huge sums of money, of £350 million a week. If we take back control, we will lift the burden £600 million a week.
I am very pro-Turkish, but what I certainly can't imagine is a situation in which 77 million of my fellow Turks and those of Turkish origin can come here without any checks at all. That is mad. That won't work.
How much would immigration fall by if Brexit were to happen?
The thing we'd be able to do is get the figures under control. It's now, I think, EU net immigration alone represents a city the size of Colchester.
In 2016, the referendum, you and your chum Dominic Cummings in the Vote Leave campaign suggested 80 million Turks would come to this country if we stayed in the EU, which was absurd then and is absurd now. Doesn't all of this show? You'll say anything.
I didn't say anything about Turkey in the referendum.
The £350 million a week we send to the EU, which we will no longer send to the EU, can you guarantee that's going to go to the NHS?
No, I can't.
At some stage, we are going to have to start seeing some benefits from Brexit. Yeah. Because right now, it's very hard to point to anything and say, well, look, Brexit's working.
I could honestly say it's safer for migrants across the Channel than it's ever been, because they're escorted from the moment they leave the beach by the French Coast Guard to the halfway point in the middle of the Channel, and then waiting on the border is the UK Customs waiting to receive them.
I have been repeatedly assured since these allegations emerged that there was no party, no COVID rules were broken.
I can confirm that the Met is now investigating a number of events that took place at Downing Street and Whitehall.
2 boozy parties held in the garden in the buildings of Number 10 the night before Prince Philip's funeral, when the country was in national mourning. Was having to apologise to the Queen about those parties the night before she put her husband of over 70 years, she laid him to rest. Was that a moment of shame for you?
It is clearly now the will of the Parliamentary Conservative Party that there should be a new leader of that party and therefore a new Prime Minister.
I have just accepted Her Majesty the Queen's kind invitation to form a new government. I have a bold plan to grow the economy through tax cuts and reform.
But I'm not going to cut the additional rate of tax today, Mr. Speaker. I'm going to abolish it altogether.
Someone on £1 million a year will be £55,000.
And then down.
It's going to get worse. And it will get worse precisely, I'm afraid, for those who are least well off in society.
What it is, it's first-class poverty. I was poor before the pandemic. Nothing's changed. Nothing's going to change.
Kwasi Kwarteng's giant change of economic direction, borrowing for tax cuts, had already triggered a sell-off of sterling on Friday.
A product like this, which we sell for about £9, would retail for about 20. Now it's costing us about £15.
I don't even think about it. I just sit here and I cry, because what else can I do? What else can I do? There's no help, there's nobody there, nobody looks at us that are struggling, do you know what I mean? It's all about, oh, well, get off your arse and get a job. What jobs? What jobs can we get? I've tried everything, absolutely everything.
You'll be Chancellor and Liz Truss will be Prime Minister this time next month.
I met the former Chancellor earlier today. I was incredibly sorry to lose him.
Well, I'm being very straightforward. We're going to have to take some very tough decisions on both spending and tax. As I say, spending will not go up as much as people want, and there'll be more efficiencies to find, and we won't have the speed of tax cuts we're hoping for, and some taxes will have to go up.
The government has looked like libertarian jihadists and treated the whole country as kind of laboratory mice in which to carry out kind of ultra free market experiments.